Hello everybody. Today we're going to talk about doing occasion position statements for your thesis statement and your topic sentences in your essay. Occasion position statements are two-part sentences. They're complex sentences. A complex sentence is a two-part sentence where the first part of the sentence is dependent and the second part is independent, meaning that the first part of the sentence cannot stand on its own. It's dependent on the second part. But the second part of the sentence could stand on its own. So it's a two-part sentence that's separated by a comma. And the first half of the sentence tells your reason for writing, the situation, or the topic. The second half of the sentence takes a position. It's where you take a stand. It's where you tell your audience in your essay what you're trying to prove in the essay. Or it tells your audience for that paragraph what you're going to teach or prove or explain in that paragraph. So here's an example. Because I want you to be even better writers, I suggest that you use occasion position statements as the thesis statement and topic sentences in your essay. The green part is the dependent clause. That could not stand on its own. If you just wrote, because I want you to be even better writers, you couldn't put a period there. It doesn't make sense. That's dependent on the second half of the sentence. But it does tell the occasion. Here's the reason why I'm having you do this. The reason is I want you to be even better writers, have even stronger thesis statements. Here's the position. My position is that I suggest that you use occasion position statements as your thesis statement and topic sentence. So this whole thing, the green part and the blue part, that's an occasion position statement. The first part, the green part, is the occasion, my reason for writing, and the second part is my position, the stand that I'm taking, what I'm going to teach you, or what I'm going to show you, or what I'm going to prove. There it is. So, how do you create an occasion position statement? You begin your occasion, or the first part of your complex sentence, or the dependent clause, you begin it with one of these words or phrases. And you can see the list here in this chart. You can choose any one you want. What I sometimes do is I just pick one and I try it and I see if I can make it work, and if I don't like it, I pick another one. So you choose one of these words or phrases, then you state the reason behind your position, or your reason for writing, or some background information that's needed to understand your position. Then you add a comma. You have a comma that separates the first part and the second part, or the comma separates the dependent clause, which is the first part, and the independent clause, which is the second part. And then you finish with a complete thought. That's a strong statement that uses a strong verb. Here's an example. Although you all are good writers, comma, you can always find small ways to improve your ability to communicate your ideas. So the dependent clause is in green. It starts with one of those subordinating conjunctions that was there in the chart. This one starts with although right there. And there's your comma to separate the first part and the second part. And then the statement, the position is you can always find small ways to improve your ability to communicate. So there's find, that's your strong verb. Okay, here's another one. Whenever I go to Yosemite, comma, I appreciate the views, the beauty of nature, and the incredible spirit of the amazing students I'm with. So the dependent clause, whenever I go to Yosemite, it's got whenever, which makes it so it can't stand on its own. There's your comma. There's my strong verb, appreciate. I appreciate the views. So if we got rid of the dependent clause, the part in green plus the comma, that second part could stand on its own. I appreciate the views, the beauty of nature, and the incredible spirit of the amazing students I'm with. That is an independent clause that can stand on its own. But we want to add it to it. We want to add a dependent clause to the beginning that gives the occasion or the reason, or why am I talking about this in the first place? Okay? Here's a third example. Before deciding on a new pair of shoes, comma, examine the classic style of Converse. So in this, whatever paragraph that I would be writing here, it must be about how great Converse are, right? Because I'm saying, I'm advising, here's the occasion, oh, you're going to be buying a new pair of shoes soon? Okay, there's the occasion. And then I have a comma to separate the two. Then I have a strong verb, examine the classic style of Converse. There's my completed thought, okay? I'm obviously going to be telling you about why you should buy Converse. Here's another one. Because the strong verbs say just what you mean, comma, use them in your thesis statements, okay? And there's my strong verb, use. Notice none of my verbs here have been any form of the verb to be. Is, are, was, were, not in here anywhere. If you find yourself wanting to use one of those, go ahead and use it, but circle it so that you go back and add in a much stronger verb than that. So now you're going to try to write your own. You want to open up your essay maybe, take a look at your current thesis statement. It should be your last sentence in your first paragraph. It should tell me what you are talking about in each one of those paragraphs. So your thesis statement needs to say something about Gerda, something about Anne, and something about your own faith in humanity. Okay, so start, if you're going to write your own, start with one of those words or phrases from above. You've got them here on the chart. Pick one of those that you want to try. Write that down here, and then also write the occasion. Then, there's your comma. I already put it in there for you. And then you want to finish with your position. Your position is going to say something like, I have faith in humanity, or I don't have faith in humanity, or it might be, like Gerda and Anne, I have faith in humanity, or it might be, unlike Gerda and Anne, I do not have faith in humanity, something like that. Okay? I even have some examples for you right here. If you're struggling, you can see how I did it, but yours can't be just like mine. You're going to have to do your own. Okay? So this is how you're going to do this. You must, it is required that you have an occasion position statement for your thesis statement. That's the final sentence of your introduction paragraph. I would also like, and if you want to get 5 out of 5 on the rubric, I would also like for you to have your topic sentences of each of those body paragraphs also be occasion position statements. If you do that, then you'll get a 5 out of 5. If you only have your thesis statement and occasion position statement, you can get 3 out of 5, and if you've got none of them, then you'll get 0 out of 5 on that. If you have any questions, you can email me, you can talk to Mrs. Flynn, or you can just re-watch this screencast and get more information. Thank you and happy writing.